As usual, I have a difficult time sometimes communicating, expressing the thoughts I want to get across, so I'm just going to do my usual babble. I have a very strong suspicion, in fact, I know it to be true, that you and I share so many of the same post-traumatic stress syndrome symptoms of having been in a narcissistic abusive relationship, no matter if it's parental, no matter if it's a sibling, and no matter if it's a significant other. A lot of those feelings, I suspect, is feelings of anxiety. Feelings that you never know what's going to come next. I did a video a while back called The Other Shoe. And if you're out of the narcissistic relationship, you still carry that stigma, that feeling of not knowing what's next, because during the time you were in that relationship, you were constantly on eggshells. You were constantly afraid to say the wrong thing. You were constantly worried about getting hit. You were constantly worried about what they were saying, how they were lying. You were constantly worried about what other people were thinking because of the lies they've heard. Some of the other feelings that I think you and I share are feelings, and this is a strong one for me, that I want everyone to know. That I want siblings and family members who were told horrific lies. I want them to know. I want to be able to point to that narcissistic, sick individual, and I want to say, here it is. Remember this? This is what really happened. Hey, remember this? This is what really happened. Those are the old tapes. So, I don't think that those people who look down upon us because of the lies that they were told, I don't think they're worth having around. I don't think they do us any good at all. I think it's in our own minds that we want to be believed so deeply. And we fixate on that. We stay in that cesspool. Meanwhile, these are people or individuals who do not deserve our time, who do not deserve the rent in our heads. They don't deserve that little space. A lot of these people know the truth. A great many of these people are sticking around a narcissist for the big payday. You identify with that, don't you? Thousands of you do. I read each comment. But yet here we are, wanting that to happen. Here we are, frozen sometimes in anxiety. Perhaps a mixture of anxiety and depression, because we want them to believe. And what that starts to turn into, self-loathing. We were told, be it physically or verbally, that we were worthless, We were gaslit, where we had to question our own perception of reality. We had to watch as others glared at us with question marks above their head. It's not going to change. You and I are not going to be able to move on. We're not going to be able to shake that horrible feeling of anxiety or depression or the want to expose unless we come to the realization that it's not going to happen as much as we want it to. And they're not worth our time. Look, losing a sibling or a loved one due to triangulation from the narcissist, that sucks. It sucks horribly. It's immensely painful. Someone that supposedly loved you and was going to stick by you or was your friend, and they've turned because they believed or they sided with the narcissist. It's not worth your time. But take comfort in knowing this. If you're in that position of anxiety or depression, and you're thinking you want to have that person exposed, you want the person in the supermarket next to you to really understand how deeply you were abused, and you have that frustration because you know that they'll look at you with glazed over eyes. It's okay. I believe you. Thousands of people on narcissistic websites all over the internet. They believe you. This is something that truly happened to you. This is something that puts you into this unique club, only where we, as victims of the narcissistic abuse, can understand and become healthy survivors. That's why I feel it's so important to have a peer-to-peer or a group hug or a group therapy. We've gone through all the symptoms and the tactics and the traits of the narcissist. We've gone through many of those together. But what we have to begin realizing together is that, hey, it's not us, okay? Yeah, we were victims, but we're survivors. We have every right to go outside into the fresh air, enjoy the sun, smile, talk to people. Because if we allow ourselves to be trapped in that bubble of anxiety and depression and frustration, the narcissist still has that hook in there. If we allow ourselves to be trapped and be, here's the best word for it, sad and depressed over the betrayal of others, over the people that look at us with those glazed eyes, if we allow that to happen, we're never going to get out of this vicious cycle. Look online, not just here. Look online at all the other websites and let it sink in that this is a real thing. All those times that you were told, be it by a parent or a spouse or a loved one, that you were worthless, you were no good, you were called names, all that, it's not true. That was being thrown upon you by an incredibly sick individual. And what happened is, over time, the mind starts absorbing that, right? And consciously and subconsciously, you really do believe that. And you go into that vacuum. Those people that you're upset about, those people that you miss, those people who don't believe you, or, I know this all too well, have motives such as money, the inheritance, they're not worth being around. They truly aren't. They're not good people. The church fellow people may think that they're good people. They got them fooled. The little old people around them, they got them fooled. Their friends at work, they got them fooled. But who cares? Who cares? It's not true, is it? You and I both know that it's not true. And that goes to say, if you and I both know that that's not true, right? It's not. That's what we've been talking about for the last 2 years, right? It's not true. So if you and I come to that conclusion that it's not true, then we can start enjoying life. We can start experiencing the other side. We can start smiling and having good communications, healthy communications. We can find, although it takes time, healthy relationships. We can do this. If you're just starting out understanding narcissism, there is that light at the end of the tunnel. I'm telling you, man. You'll get there. Most important, look around. You're not alone, right? It's not you. It's not you. So, by that definition, if it's not you, let's start enjoying a healthy life. A narcissistic-free, healthy life. A golden child-free, healthy life. Because the alternative is horrible. The alternative is to stay in that anxiety-filled, depression-filled, frightened-filled, anger-filled. It's not the way to live. We got this. We got this. Without the internet, I don't know if we would have been so lucky. But we got this. Think about it. Who needs them? I believe you. Thousands of other people believe you. Try it. Think about that. I'm just babbling. I'm wishing you peace. I truly am. Enjoy your evening. Thank you.